Yo, what's up, fam? Welcome back, or if it's your first time here, glad to have you in the crew. Hit that like button and subscribe if you're feeling the vibe. All right, let's get into it. Israel's taken non-stop hits, and the Yemeni strikes just keep coming. Not even 24 hours go by without their forces getting slammed by missiles and drones. We're talking thousands in gear losses, and now one of the biggest US aircraft carriers in the Middle East is looking like it's heading for a serious L, as the Yemeni missile and drone attacks keep punching through deep into enemy territory, and with US bombers failing to stop them. Trump and his crew might be eyeing a ground invasion as their last resort. But Yemen ain't just sitting around. They've got some serious heat waiting for anyone who steps on their turf. Let's break down three insane ground weapons Yemen's got locked and loaded. Ones Trump's army really doesn't want to mess with. First up, we got the Uragan BM-27 multiple rocket launcher, nasty piece of hardware that the Houthis got their hands on. NATO calls it Hurricane, and it ain't no joke. It's built to tear through troops, tanks, command centers, you name it. Depending on the warhead, these bad boys can fire rockets anywhere from 36 to 48 kilometers.
Plus, the launch system is easy to upgrade, like what the Russians did in Ukraine. Now it's basically a sniper for missiles, deadly and precise. And yeah, it's a straight-up nightmare for any US ground forces Trump's thinking of sending. Each launcher's got 16 tubes and can fire everything in just 24 seconds. That's 24 seconds of pure hell raining down on a 24,000 square meter area. Those rockets land just 40 to 50 meters apart. You can imagine the damage.
This thing's huge, over 10 meters long, 3 meters wide, and nearly as tall as a person. Fully loaded with fuel and rockets, it weighs in at 29 tons. Operated by a 6-person crew, everyone's got to be on point, from the driver to the targeting guys and reload team. They can reload the whole system in 6 minutes, and it only takes 3 minutes to switch from travel mode to launch mode. And just 2 minutes later, they're gone, back to stealth mode.
The missiles? We're talking 220mm rounds up to 5 meters long. The heavy hitters include the F-27 thermobaric rockets, 280 kilograms total weight, 100 kilogram warheads, and a 4-kiloton blast power. That kind of punch flattens bunkers, command centers, and underground hideouts with ease. Then you got the K-27 cluster rockets. Each one holds 60 mini-bombs loaded with metal pellets that explode in every direction, covering 1,800 square meters. Some versions are even satellite-guided and use solid fuel engines to hit targets up to 78 kilometers deep, perfect for hitting command posts behind enemy lines.
Now let's talk old school, the Tochka missile system. Back when Yemen was under Ali Abdullah Saleh, they stocked up on these ballistic babies from the Soviets and North Koreans, just in case. Now, the Houthis control those stockpiles, and they've upgraded them with Iranian tech. These things are back in the game and already caused major losses for Saudi and UAE forces. NATO calls it the Scarab B, and though it's over 45 years old, it's been reborn.
The missile's super accurate thanks to onboard computers reading heat, speed, altitude, and gyros. It's got a max error margin of just 60 meters. That's scary accurate for a ballistic missile. The OG version, Tochka U, is around 7.4 meters long, with a range of 70 to 120 kilometers, depending on the warhead. Then you've got Tochka B with the same size but a longer range, up to 185 kilometers. Finally, Tochka C, the 1990 version, stretches out to 8.6 meters with a crazy max range of 480 kilometers. These can be loaded with traditional, chemical, or even nuclear warheads.
And Trump? He's sweating bullets thinking these could hit US carriers or bases. Just one direct hit from a Tochka could ruin the whole operation. Takes about 16 minutes to go from driving to launch ready, and just 1 minute after firing, the launcher is gone. Ghost mode again. So, yeah. If Trump's planning a ground invasion, he better think twice. Yemen's got the toys, the tech, and the will to use them. This ain't going to be no walk in the park. Stick around. We'll keep digging into what's really going down in the region. Peace. Yemeni Firepower Part 2. Why Trump really should think twice about a ground invasion. All right, let's keep it rolling. Once the missile's loaded up, it takes about 18 minutes to reload the whole system. These missiles ride on a beast of a truck, a six-wheeled amphibious bad boy called the BZ-21, rigged out with protection systems against chemical and radiation attacks. It tops out at 70 kilometers per hour and can go 650 kilometers straight without needing to gas up. Each launcher rolls with a buddy, the BZ-22, pretty much the same ride but without the missile launcher. This one's job is just to carry more rockets, up to 4 Tochka missiles. Backup always rolls deep.
More on the big gun, and it's more than just a gun. The T-80 comes strapped with the 2 A-64 cannon, same 125mm ammo you'll find in a bunch of Russian artillery. It can launch standard shells up to 14 kilometers, firing up to 7 rounds per minute. The targeting systems let it fire from a bunch of positions, whether the tank is standing still or moving, hitting either moving or stationary targets. And here's the wild part. Besides standard rounds, it can shoot Cobra anti-armor shells. Perfect for busting bunkers and tanks, range up to 6 kilometers. Sniper-guided missiles, laser-guided, range up to 5.5 kilometers, and it hits like a cornet missile. Real nasty stuff. Extra firepower on top. There's a DSH-K heavy machine gun mounted with 12.7mm ammo, mounted on a rotating turret and fired from inside the tank. Keeps the crew safe. Great for picking off infantry and drones within 7 kilometers. It's also got a PKT medium machine gun firing 7.62mm rounds standard for dealing with foot soldiers, light vehicles and clearing paths through woods and brush. Size, speed and engine, the full breakdown. The T-80 measures in at 10 meters long, 3.4 meters wide and 2.6 meters tall. The barrel with the muzzle brake adds another 14 meters. This tank weighs a hefty 43 tons. Inside the turret, it holds 24 rounds and features a hydraulic loading system, which speeds up reloading and lets them run with a 3-man crew driver, gunner, commander, and loader. Under the hood, a 12-cylinder engine, 8.8-liter beast putting out 1,700 horsepower. It's paired with a 7-speed transmission, tuned to favor lower gears for crawling through rough mountain terrain like Yemen's. Max speed hits 75 kilometers per hour and it's got a range of 420 kilometers without refueling.
Thanks so much for watching, fam. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. Here at X News, we're all about bringing you the real deal. No cap. Catch you in the next vid and take care out.